What's up, kings and queens? So I just wanted to drop some positivity on your timeline today, because I know with everything going on in the world, it's just hard to remain positive. There's so much low vibrational energy being thrown in our direction, especially as black people, constantly getting on these apps, seeing our people being killed, seeing our people being arrested. It's just hard. It's hard to smile sometimes. So I just want to say, stay positive, keep fighting. Remember that we all have a common goal. Remember that if we don't fight, we won't get to the goal. So we got to keep fighting. We got to keep marching. We got to keep using our voices and challenging others to use their voice too. So I just wanted to say that I love y'all, and keep being loved. Do everything out of love, and do everything with God first. Like, we got to stick together on this. I love y'all. Good morning. I'm going to type this and send it to my clients, but the message would not send this morning. So I guess God wanted me to make a video. I hate when people use this excuse to shirk taking personal accountability for their ineptitude. It's just my genetics. Because the thing about it is, if you understand genetics and you understand epigenetic tagging, you understand that genetics is just the sum of what your family or what your ancestors have done or didn't do for generations, right? So instead of being like, oh, it's just my genetics, so let me get surgery, you should be like, it's just my genetics, so let me be the one to start the trend to changing my genetics. Does that make sense? Because you gotta look at it like this. Certain people are predispositioned to certain things due to what their family or ancestors have done for a period of time, right? I mean, just think about it. You have a whole entire race of people that lost their melanin because their body stopped producing it due to them deciding to live in caves. You have entire tribes of people that can run super, super fast or run for super, super long amounts of time because their ancestors conditioned their bodies to do that over generations. You have people that are more likely to develop muscle mass, and some that aren't, due to their ancestors conditioning their bodies to do this over long periods of time. God didn't just put people on this earth like, I want you to have weak ass calves, and I want you to have hips, and I want you to have, no. These are traits that develop over time, over generations. And honestly, you have people that are more prone to certain diseases because of the bad health habits that their family or ancestors harbored for generations. So think about that next time you're making a really selfish decision or a really bad decision, okay? Eating stuff you ain't got no business, or even having surgery, when you know that surgery only helps you. Surgery doesn't have any effect on your genetics. It doesn't help you remove those epigenetic tags to promote a better life for your kids, okay? Only conditioning your body long term will do that, okay? So make the decision to improve not just your health and your future, but the future of your future spawns, your children's children, for generations, because it's bigger than you. So yeah, it's just your genetics, but you do have the ability to start the trend. So to sum it all up, for my ladies who are just like, I just wasn't born with an ass. Hey guys, so I had something that I had a message, that was kind of marinating on my heart, and I hope that you guys are still able to receive it, even though, you can see my nipples a little bit. I hope that you're still able to receive my message though, despite that slight distraction, because I'm at home and I'm not putting on a bra. But so I was sitting and I was doing some web design because I was in the process of transferring my website over from Wix to Shopify, and I became frustrated because I was already frustrated about other things. Like today, I had a shipment that was supposed to come in today, and something happened with that. And it's just, I was frustrated about many things. And I speak to God a lot. I speak to God in public. I speak to him like regular conversation. Just like I speak to my family and my friends, I speak to God a lot, like he's sitting right next to me. So I just constantly find myself talking to God, like telling him, God this and God that, and then just consulting with him regularly. And when I became frustrated about my website, and I'm for like the 5th time today, I'm talking to God, just saying like, oh God, can you help me through this? Like, oh God, frustrated God. Like, I'm just talking to him, I'm just telling him like where my mind is at, because, that's my friend. God is like my best friend. He is who I confide in regularly, and without him, I don't know where I would be. So that's just what I'm getting with you. I talk to God regularly. So I'm talking to him, and it made me, I had an epiphany. So I thought about this comedy special that I was watching with Mike Epps, where he was like, God is tired of us. He's tired of us crying. And he said, God's just gonna come down one day and he's gonna tell everybody just take your problems and throw them on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Everybody throw their problems on the ground. And he's gonna say, now pick them up. And then if you're not fast enough, somebody's gonna pick your problems up. And they're gonna leave you with something worse than the problems that you think were problems. You know what I'm saying? And it made me realize, the things in my life that I'm stressed about, that I'm frustrated about, that I think are problems, there are people in this world that would give anything for the problems that I have. You know what I'm saying? For the things that I'm frustrated about, for the things that, I feel like, right now it just feels like the end of the world. I'm like, God this and God that. A lot of times I do give a lot of things. I do thank God just as much as I, confide in him about the things that I'm complicated, that I'm confused about, the things that I'm frustrated about. But it made me realize that a lot of times I just be crying to God, and he was like, girl, don't you understand that you gotta go through it to get to it? It ain't always gonna be peaches and cream, sis. Like, I be like, God, this, and why is this going on? Like, God, can you? He be like, girl, you just don't understand. These things that you're thinking are problems are not even problems. Like, can you just calm down? It's okay, I got this. Just let me handle it. So I just wanted to get on here and tell y'all, like, your problems. There are people in this world that would really like give anything to have the problems that you have. Like Mike kept saying, you might look down, you done drop your problems, and then when you look back down, only thing they done left you with is a bad hip and one leg or something like that. And no shade to somebody that got a bad hip and one leg, but I just know that ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather my shit be delayed and
from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to sleep at night, you are running. You are running from the very thing that could be the solution to all of your problems. You get high, you get drunk, you indulge. You surround yourself with distractions because you are afraid to be alone with your thoughts. You've taken the most powerful weapon that you possess and you've managed to weaponize it against yourself, your mind. Don't you understand? If you can't control your thoughts, then you cannot control your actions. Therefore, you are not in control of your life. How many times in a day? Matter of fact, how many times just today alone, before you even clicked on this video, have you talked yourself or thought yourself out of making a decision that was in your own best interest? Whether it was not waking up in time or failing to complete a task, these self-destructive behaviors are a direct result of your inability to discipline your mind. See, throughout your life, little seeds have been planted. Seeds of self-doubt, seeds of insecurity, seeds of chaos. You have been programmed. And that's not your fault. But at some point, you have to take back your life. If you know me, you know that I don't give out participation awards because I know that you've been conditioned to think that gratification is supposed to come instantaneously, and you've lost your ability to persevere past failure, and you don't understand the importance of playing a long game because somebody taught you that hard work was for people without talent, and that success is just supposed to come because it's meant for you. Because people have been telling you good job and good for you throughout your whole life for doing the bare minimum mediocre shit. If you needed a sign to not skip your fucking cardio, get your ass up and do that motherfucking cardio.